Hey guys, it's Jessie. Today I wanted to share a couple of the methods that I use in order to turn out a high volume of content every week. So for those of you who don't know me, I'm a copywriter. I work with freelancers and entrepreneurs to develop their website copy and their brand messaging, all that good stuff. But my career really started in the content marketing side, which involves tons of blog writing. Over the years, I've written hundreds of different articles in different industries, and to be able to turn out that volume of content, I had to create a process that would allow me to not lose my crap every time I needed to sit down and write. So in order to do that, I broke it down into a 4-step process that I wanted to share with you today. So the first step is research. And this is something that you really should be doing even if it's a topic that you're familiar with in order to create a well-rounded article. So the research process looks like finding high-quality articles that exist already online that you can reference, that have good quotations, good statistics, maybe just information that you didn't know before, and compiling that all into one document so that when it gets to the writing process, you'll be able to reference those hyperlinks right in the text. Step 2 is your outline, and this is just going to be your basic high school outline. You want your introduction, your main topics that you're going to cover, and then finally your conclusion. And then what I like to do is once I have that general idea of what I'm talking about, I'll go back to my research and plug that research into each of the line items inside of the outline so that by the time it gets to writing, everything is already there. Step 3 is drafting, or the writing process. Now, it's interesting because I feel like I see a lot of writers who think that in order to write something, they need to sit down to the blank page and just force it onto the page. But really, if you have this work done ahead of time, you already know what you're going to be talking about. And so your goal right now is just to get something onto the page, even if it's crap. I know those perfectionists out there, including myself, this is really hard. One of the things that I like to do to make it easier is actually make the text that I know I'll need to change later read, or I'll add a comment to it. So that way, by the time it comes to the finalization stage, which is just the next step, you have everything laid out that you know you need to change. So, of course, the last step is finalization. And in this step, you're going to go through, you're going to change around anything that you said you needed to change. You're going to do a final read through, checking for typos and grammar. And then I like to spend some extra time on the headline, the introduction, and the conclusion, because when we're talking about marketing focused articles, you want to be writing something that is not only going to get attention with the headline, but it's going to keep attention and keep people moving down the page through the introduction, and then encourage them to take an action. What's great about this process is that it allows you to break up the whole writing process over multiple days. So you could do the research on one day and do the outline a week later, and then everything spaced out entirely, and you would have no problem because you always have the information right in front of you of what you need to be writing about. So gone are the days where you're going to be writing halfway through a document, come back to it, a week later and be like, oh crap, what was I writing here? Because every single step is self-contained. This is great for scheduling because it means that you can have individual blocks all the way down your calendar of what you need to be working on at a specific time. I will say try to leave at least a few hours, preferably a day or two, between the draft and the finalization process so that any of the errors, any of the pieces that aren't really communicated well really stand out. So I hope this is helpful. If you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment down below. And then if you are continuing to try to build a blog following or create better content, I definitely want to recommend checking out my free guide that I just released. It's called the Step-by-Step Guide to Writing Blog Posts That Rank on Google. And in this guide, I have poured in all of my knowledge and experience on writing these high-performing blog posts so that you can learn how to do it as well. You can get that guide down in the show notes or at jessierlewis.com. Thanks so much, guys. Have a great day.